Yeah, yesterday, did not go the way we had hoped. Hoped to get off to a good start with our season and get off to that 1-0 start that we had kind of built up for. But we need to embrace the challenge that sets in very quickly here to improve and do it on a short week. A lot of self-inflicted things that negatively affected our team yesterday. That if we can at least get those cleaned up, go into a really tough challenge on Thursday night with clean plans and have a little bit better overall execution and more importantly just limit those self-inflicted things, I think we'll be in good shape to compete and try to win our first game. Injury-wise, Bradbury with the back, Darisaw with his ankle, and Davenport, they'll really all be day-to-day. They're in, now getting, different phases of recovery and starting our preparation on Philadelphia. So we'll see how those guys do and see how the lineup looks for Thursday. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, about the turnovers or, a special teams penalty here and there. I don't know if that's the case. But my expectation is that some of those things, whether they got reps or not, that really, 12 reps here, 10 reps there, I don't know if that would have, solved that. I think we were close in the first half. If we finished that late in the half drive, to have a chance to go up 17-3, that might have gave us an opportunity to be very similar to the spot we were going into the locker room a year ago in the opener. But that was not the case. Didn't get that drive done, and then they're able to go on a drive, about a 9-minute drive there to start the third quarter and tie the football game up. So a lot of things that we can improve on and things that, like I said, self-inflicted, but also things we could coach better. Our players just be a little bit cleaner in their execution and give ourselves a little bit better chance to not set ourselves behind the 8 ball so far. Yep. Yeah, I think, this is going to be, this is one of the best defenses in football, one of the best fronts, if not the best in the league right now. And we have a ton of respect for, not only the guys that you'll see in their starting units, but they've got, kind of a first and second wave of problems defensively. There's always going to be some things where, a team can get you, especially, in the opener or before things have been really put on tape yet, based upon game plan and something that maybe they've done in the past and just giving you a little bit different look. We got to find ways to survive those downs and not turn the football over, and that's all 11 guys out there. That's not any one particular player. We made some adjustments and we're able to handle that pressure moving forward in the game and turned it into some positive conversions later on. But across the board, we think our rules and responsibilities, we handle a lot in our protection schemes, and my hope is, we really limit those, kind of free runner looks. And, first third down of the game, they run a really good kind of TE stunt there to the 3 big side. And we didn't handle it very well, and then we came back and did it a little bit better later on in the game. But how many times can we just go out and execute those on the initial opportunities is what I'm looking for. And getting off to a faster start will be critical. We'll have to do some of those things to have a chance to do that against, like I said, one of the best defenses in our league. Yeah, I think it's a little of both. Look, we, no opportunity in this league, regardless of when it takes place. You don't want to underreact to anything because it's our job to acknowledge the truth, acknowledge exactly what happened, and that's us having a little bit more information about the what. But I totally understand that reaction, especially with the excitement building for hopefully this football team. We didn't get it done yesterday, and that's where we've got to go back and acknowledge on a short week the things that both we caused ourselves, the things that the opponent caused, and then what opportunities did we miss possibly in the game on any one of our three phases that the outcome would have been different. So I think there's all the above involved in as we comprehend yesterday with a mindset of moving forward, and no better way to feel better about what happened yesterday than to go play a really good game on Thursday and go try to win a game on the road in one of the toughest places to play against a really good team. But I've got nothing but confidence in our football team, and maybe even more so after watching the tape yesterday, knowing how close things were to being maybe a different result. But you got to give Tampa credit. And, we can talk about coulda, woulda, shouldas all we want, but ultimately that result was what it was. And now it's how we handle that as a football team and an organization moving forward that I think is the most important thing. Yeah, I thought, there were some runs where it was kind of that one or two guys here and there that if we just get a little bit better hat placement, a little bit more finish on a combination, we're getting downhill on a few of those runs a little bit more. The injuries, a couple times, just a couple guys being in and out of there is not an excuse, but, just how those guys had gotten reps together. But we're going to have to deal with that, and we're going to have to, no matter what five guys in there up front or tight ends or CJ in there, we got to make sure schematically we're giving them not just the guys that we envision playing the whole game, but all the guys we have up on that 48, 49 game day roster need to be ready to go, and we can't miss a beat. And efficiency is something we're going to continue to strive for. Did not get it done yesterday, and I once again would credit Tampa in that front. Basically over the last 4 times now that we've played against them, myself and some of our coaches that were in Los Angeles, it's been tough sledding in the run game. But we found some ways to generate some explosives and move the ball and score points. Just didn't score enough points yesterday. It's similar. I don't want to speculate on exactly the pinpoint area and things like that. We're still working through that, but kind of a similar response, and we're hoping he's feeling pretty good today, and we'll see how that looks moving forward. But something that we definitely have to keep an eye on. Yeah, we definitely. I think the way he was able to work through it. He did have that initial injury and then the car accident. Last year, which once again, the last thing I can do is have the qualifications to speculate on what and when and how and where and all that stuff. But we felt positive about him, and he's done everything. Had no issues whatsoever through a pretty physical training camp. For us to feel really good about it. It's just how this game goes sometimes, Kevin. And it's something. He's a tough guy, big part of our, the interior of our offensive line, and we'll hope to get him back as soon as we can. Yeah, we had a couple. Really nice hit to tie there, kind of into a pressure. We were really close on a receiver screen, really out to tie at the running back position, similar to like the Dalvin Cook longer throw last year against Indy, and we were just close. I mean, it's pitch and catch, location, how we can pick up that one block by Brian coming out there right there on the edge, and then try to get north and south, pretty quickly there. We were close on that one, and then the drive starter late in the game to TJ. Kind of a unique front that we got, but if we get that thing started, there's a lot of grass there, and that's such as life in the screen game when you're trying to, protect, other phases of your offense. You want to have marriage, but that's really something that when we're calling those, we'd like to make sure that we have that premier kind of look to them to try to execute and give ourselves the best chance. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a situation where he felt like that's not even a half a click. That's maybe a quarter of a click away from probably being a catch, and then KJ's got a chance to split two and maybe score. I think looking at it again, 13-yard line wherever we were, it's going to be a little tighter. Things happen faster. that's a play that Kirk's executed multiple times, and we want to. He knows he's going to continue to stay aggressive in those moments, and just an unfortunate outcome with kind of where the defender, outside leverage defender, kind of ended up, where that ball ended up with KJ trying to make a tough catch there. It was tough. It was a tough, kind of part of the football game when I look back on it, knowing where the momentum kind of was at the time. We had, hit Justin on an explosive. We had hit another, decent play down there, to still having a couple timeouts there and the ability to kind of manipulate the end of the half there. There's no question that we would have loved to finish that drive with a touchdown, but always want him to be aggressive, play what he sees, and he did a lot of really good things yesterday as well to help us stay in the football game, despite the turnovers and the penalties, being so favored critically and against us. Yeah, it was a situation where he thought he was good, and maybe after getting confirmation from the official that he was good, he probably shifted forward a little bit. That's some games you're going to get a warning there. Some games you're going to get called on that one. Our message to Jay was pretty simple one. We got to be on sides and just make sure of it. To avoid giving them a new free set of downs like that, which they capitalized on. Yeah, there was just a little communication that we've got to be on top of as coaches. Did not want to have to burn a timeout there, but that would have been a scenario where we would have given them a new set of downs with that, or it's just really maybe it's a first game thing, maybe it's not, but that's not something that we can have, and that's on us, that's on me, just making sure we're prepared for each and every moment, depending on what grouping we want out there in that moment. Yeah. I think as I kind of looked at the distribution of it, I think that's going to be something where you'll see a lot of that moving forward, depending on what the flavor may be of the week. Whether it's bigger groupings, whether we stay a little bit more 11 or 12 based, all of that will be reflected, I think, in the target share, just because Kirk's going to find the open guy. We're going to try to attack coverage, but you don't always get the coverage you're thinking, and when you don't, that's where you check the ball down or you progress in rhythm. And I thought that's where you saw that wide range of guys getting targeted, and a lot of guys do good things in the pass game to not only catch the ball, but we had a good day from a yards after catch standpoint as well. Got Justin going in the first half for sure, and those catch and runs are huge. And looking back on just some of the execution, we could have been even better at times, even in the first half, and just been a little bit cleaner across the board, and that's what we'll continue to work on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that play was a bang play that we had converted on a third and longer kind of situation than that early on in the game to Jordan, and Kirk felt like there was a chance to drive that ball and get the throw. It was a really good play by Davis there, and it's one of those things, 3 deep, 3 underneath. They're bringing 5 on a pressure. We're gonna have potentially an advantage somewhere throughout the coverage, and never fault him for pulling the trigger on that. If he would have progressed in rhythm in that moment, maybe we find JJ, maybe we find the backside. But either way, he's playing exactly how we talk about the play, and those plays are going to happen, and that's where it's about the detail, it's about the footwork, the timing, the rhythm, all of our eligibles being where we need them to be, and it's making sure we're good from that standpoint, and then coaching off the result to be better the next time. But that was a chance to possibly we make that play, the drive's going, and maybe we find a way to win that one with a significant drive to finish the game. Yeah. Yeah, he, really from early on, you had a feel, and there was a reason why he was a really high priority target for us to bring in here. And all he's done since he's gotten here is really confirm what we had hoped. He's progressed quickly. he plays incredibly fast with his eyes and his reads and his discipline. And you know, he's just been a really bonus to that linebacker room. We'll continue to see that group kind of take shape throughout the year, and with him and BA and Hicksey and TD, I feel really good about that inside backer group.
Last few questions.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, watching it, it's a you know, pretty darn random thing that you know, Ed's trying to, you know, make sure he gets going to try to gain back some leverage. Third and short, I think it was a third and a little less than 2. We're trying to get the ball on the perimeter and give Alex a chance there, and you know, just you know, sometimes things like that happen, and we try to avoid it with technique and fundamentals, but Kirk did. You know, we call it, you know, seating the ball when he brings it in right away, and as he goes to toss that thing, just a, you know, a random left arm punch there by our own. But that was a critical play, and that's kind of how the day went. And we've got to find a way. You know, every turnover always has a different story, but in the end, it's still a turnover, and it's still a, you know, we're driving, we're moving. There's been some real positive momentum for our offense, and that happens, and really that was a true self-inflicted in its truest form. So as far as getting off on the cadence, you know, we did have a new center in there. He had been in for a couple plays there. I don't know if that's different, if Garrett's snapping that ball, but we work on that. You know, we take a lot of snaps with all the centers, you know, with all of our quarterbacks, and that was truly something that you'd love to have back, call a different play, so that's not a risk there. But I also do trust our guys that things like that won't happen, and that's not changing based upon, you know, kind of a freak thing like that.
Last one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, hopefully, you know, I'd like to think we can get Marcus back in there and really, you know, pair those guys together and how we want to attack either opposite sides together, moving them around. But I thought Daniil was flying around, even on some of those, you know, kind of looks where we're showing a big-time pressure and we drop out and there's just 3 guys rushing. He was still affecting the quarterback, and I think that's what's exciting about having a guy like Daniil, is whether it's we're bringing people, whether we're not, whether we're, you know, simulating things, Daniil is going to still be a big-time part, whether we're bringing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, trying to get to the quarterback. So I thought he got off to a good start, and hopefully he can build on it. But like you said, this team that we're playing is really built on their offensive and defensive lines, and it's going to be a challenge for both sides, and we've got to have really, really strong performances by both our groups. Yeah, I think just, you know, you saw it a little bit on the other side too, just rotating those guys a little bit, and just as we build up, not something you can really simulate as far as just the way that game went. It seemed to be when they did drive the football, they were longer drives and things like that. So you'd love to get them off the field like we did early on in the game, and I thought the defense as a whole, there was a lot of real positives to that performance with Flo and his guys. But yeah, we're gonna, you know, try to mix and match those downs to really utilize our personnel, but make sure 99's, you know, feeling really good when it's time to go.
Thanks, everybody.